Hello everyone and welcome back to the Mindset Club project. We got another video here at our home course here in Jackson, Minnesota. So who do I got here with me?
Sam Brinkman.
My brother Sam, and Sam's gonna help us along with this next imagery tool that I have for you guys, and it's called Eagle Imagery. And so Eagle is an acronym. Each letter will stand for something and one word that can help us break down a way to do imagery. So the first E in Eagle Imagery is environment. And so with the environment, we're gonna take a look at everything that's around us. And since Sam and I are already on the golf course, we don't need to look or think about the course that we might be playing and trying to envision that environment, such as looking on the website. Anyway, like I said, we're already on the golf course, so we already have our environment right here. But Sam, why don't you tell me a couple things about the environment that might be important to know?
So there is water in front of the tee box here, and the trees that are on the side, and the out of bounds to the left of the tee box. And there's also a tight fairway.
So like Sam said, there is water in front of this tee box, there is out of bounds left, and it is a pretty tight fairway. So it's important to take in some of these things that are happening in the environment just to know, so we know how to look at this imagery when we go ahead and do it. The next letter in Eagle Imagery is A, which is assessment. And using the assessment tool, we are actually gonna try to take a look at all of the things that are around us using each of our 5 senses. Sam, I want you to kind of walk me through a couple of the things that you can see, that you can hear, feel, touch, and taste here on this hole.
So one of the things is wind, and right now there's currently no wind, and the tee box is a little hard because there hasn't been much rain. And you can hear birds, you can hear the cars going past on the highway.
So yeah, Sam's making some really good points with the assessment. He's bringing in some of the things that he's seeing, some of the things that are happening around him, such as the tee box being a little bit hard. So that's something that he can feel underneath his feet. So that's great. And we want to bring in all 5 of our senses into our imagery, because the more realistic we can make it, the better. And there's actually research that shows that your mind can actually not tell the difference between an imaged experience and a real life experience. Did you know that, Sam?
No, I did not.
So the next letter in Eagle Imagery is G, and this stands for golf club. And we want to make sure that we know exactly what golf club we're going to have in our hand if we're going to do this type of imagery, because it does no good to stand on the tee box here and hit a putter. So Sam, why don't you tell me what would be the club that you would be hitting here on this tee box?
I would probably be hitting a driver.
Okay, and why would you be hitting a driver?
I would hit a driver because we are on the tee box, and that is a club that I would normally hit from the tee box.
And Sam makes a really good point. It's very personal for him. There might be other people that might not hit a driver. So the next letter is L, and it stands for line. So Sam's looked at his environment, he's assessed the situation, and just seeing some of the things that are going on in the 5 senses, right? Then the G is the golf club. So Sam knows what club he's gonna hit. He had the driver. Now we're on line. It does no good to try to understand what we're imaging if we have no clue where the ball is gonna go and how we want it to look. So Sam, why don't you tell me here, what is your line gonna be and where is your aiming point?
So my line and my aiming point would be in the middle of the fairway, because that would put me the best position to hit my next shot.
Okay, so Sam's line is right down the middle of the fairway, which will give him a good setup for his next shot. So the last E in Eagle Imagery is execution. And execution is the actual hitting of the shot for Sam here on the tee box. Now it's really important when we reach this execution stage that you understand how you're looking at your execution. Whether or not you're gonna be using a drone perspective to look at it, where we zoom out like it was in a couple videos ago, or you're gonna put the sunglasses on and view it in first person. And it's also really important when we're using this imagery tool that we're taking in all 5 of our senses. I know we talked about that in our assessment portion of this Eagle Imagery, but it's very important to understand. It's been a pleasure to have all of you guys here. Even more of a pleasure to have my brother here helping out with this and with this Mindset Club project. So once again, going over Eagle Imagery, it stands for environment, assessment, golf club, line, and execution. So go out there, hit some shots, and develop your mental edge using this tool.